I think you should.
I think I should too. I found the Necronomicon, by the way. If you have, it's a cool discussion you want to have. So I kind of was disappointed. Like sometimes you
Yeah,
have nothing.
no, we're gonna do it. And
All
now
right,
we have an excellent connection.
excellent.
So okay. Do we have video? Yeah, we're back.
We're back. Ooh, did anybody miss us? I don't think so.
No, it's the regular folks.
No, well, I like the regular folks pretty much. I don't really like Tom much, but
I'm gonna put this on Facebook.
okay. Well, while you're doing that, I will be busy like
You're not busy. You're not doing anything.
looking at the cock.
Wow. You just got a handful of cock right there.
I do. It's huge. And you know what? It just gets worse from here because there's all kinds of magic that you don't have here that we got.
Oh, I know. I was actually having a conversation with somebody about penis size on Facebook, and I said the reason why I have a very short wife, it
Okay, I don't
helps.
even want to
It
go.
helps. You know, when you compare the size of two objects, you
It's
want to
all
make
about
one of those
relativity, man.
objects smaller.
It's all about relativity. All
It's
about it.
it's all about relativity. Okay, so going back to the conversation we were having
Let's
before,
refresh it. Let's
uh,
refresh this, Skeeter Green.
we're gonna start from scratch. Hi, it's us,
Hey, fuck you, Skeeter Green. It's
Fuck
Zach.
Ups United.
That's right.
It's super ridiculous. Um, so I was talking about these TV shows, and they had folklore monsters in the TV shows, and the representations of them are much more accurate. But I
Accurate to
recognize
what? Accurate to what? So they can.
accurate to actual legends. So, and they're monsters that have been taken and consumed by D&D over the years, and I was just struck by the difference between the monsters in myth and legend and folklore.
And what is
And
this?
yeah, so you look at that and some of them are spot on, but others of them are absolutely not spot on.
Well, elves to me seem a lot less like the elves I saw when I was at the Iceland. They had all these little things that were elves, but they were evil, like or weird.
I was going to hold off on the dwarves and elves, but since you brought it up, I'm just going to dive right into it. The reason we have dwarves and elves the way we think of them in D&D is cuz of that fucking Tolkien guy.
Yeah, what a frick.
And hobbits. That's the only reason there are halflings.
Did you realize that Tolkien was sorry at the end of his life that he called them elves? He wanted to. He wish he just called them the Eldar or the Eldar.
Well, yeah, and that would have been fine,
Rookie
but
mistake. Sorry,
you know, you get now everybody's got this image that a dwarf has a long beard and talks in a drunk Scottish accent. That's all dwarves.
it sounds a lot like Eric every time we see him.
Yeah. And elves are always just these, hoity-toity fucking assholes. Oh,
Dude,
I lived for 1,000 years, so I'm above all your nonsense.
they are the professors of every university.
You know, there's one elf that has decided, you know what? I'm going to take this century. I'm just going to be a dick to everybody I see. I'm going to totally Lebowski this millennia.
The dude, the dude of the elves.
I mean, that would be amazing. Now, that would be something interesting.
But instead, you get
Instead, you get these D&D races of them, and I'm like,
whatever you want to use to.
okay, well, since you're just going to push me right along,
Oh, I want to
I'm
know.
going I created a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh boy, really?
So the first thing we're going to use is the Bakamano. Now this was in Oriental Adventures,
Oh,
which I don't know if I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube for even saying that. I don't think you can say that
what's
anymore.
the other book? Yeah, the other book about character or whatever.
Uh Karatur. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's this little weird trolley dude that is a hunchback with wings and he's got a broken sword. I blame Steve Winter for this.
He does kind of look like Steve Winter.
That wasn't where I was going,
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Hansen is not surprised by my lack of or my lack of not profanity.
Well, the way I see it, you wouldn't be you without it.
So we have the Bakemono, and it was basically the low power goblin fodder for Japanese adventuring. Now, if you actually get into Japanese lore, these things are terrifying and they're shape changers and they can possess you.
They're what they call it, kami spirits. They're one of the rogue one. I don't know.
They're actually they're a different spirit class than the kami. The kami were more nature based, but that's splitting hairs, and we're going to get into another one later. But I mean, look at this thing with the that looks like part of a horse with a blue. I'm not even going to say that's his dong. I mean, there's so many things sticking out on this horse.
I'm gonna say it's definitely not as Dom.
I don't know what's happening here.
Not an expert like you though.
I mean, this is freaking me out. And then uh the
I love the little worm for fishing in the middle.
yeah, they got her. The whole Samara from The Ring is actually a Japanese spirit, and I read in a movie background that if anybody makes a film featuring that a likeness of that spirit, you have to go to Japan to the graveyard because that was an actual person,
Ooh,
and you have to make an offering at this grave to use this image in a film or the film is just screwed. And they had like six people who didn't do it, and
yeah,
every one of their movies had some like tragic shit happen to them.
it must have been a Harold and Kumar movie.
It was just insane. So,
So
okay, Bakemono is not used to its full potential at all. So then we go to the classic goblin. Now, you will recognize the goblins over to the right are from first edition, and
yeah,
I
so, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a second edition one on the very top. You got the Pathfinder big-headed goblin, and then you got the 5e dude that just looks like a small giant. So, what is the deal with that? My problem with goblins is they are just, the D6 hit points. How many of these do we have to kill before we're second level?
They're the soccer hooligans of their fantasy world.
Yeah, and I mean everybody growing up knew what a goblin was before they played D&D because all you ever heard about was ghosts and goblins at Halloween. This isn't a Halloween thing.
So what's a real goblin like, Stu?
Real goblins are all over the place. And if you talk about goblins, you got to talk about dwarves as being goblin-like. You got to talk
Leprechaun.
about the pixies and the brownies and all
Hey,
those other things that
what's
got
the difference between a
split
pixie and a
off.
brownie? What's the difference between a pixie and a brownie, Stu? Do you know?
What?
What's the difference between a pixie and a brownie? Pixies have white meat.
Yeah, I mean it could be. Brownies taste like brown sugar. I don't know,
Well,
but
they kind of
that
like dark meat.
so
Yeah,
that dude on the lower left, that's a brownie.
I like him. He's got
Actually, we should have had our favorite giant leprechaun, Ian McGarty, to give us a lore
he doesn't
lesson
get along with his own kind though.
about. Yeah, I know, but yeah, leprechauns are also right in there. I mean, I off
I'm
camera, I was telling Zach, I feel like you got to have a lot of monsters and stuff, but
Mozart leprechaun.
it's kind of lazy design.
Yeah, the
I mean, you
leprechaun's awesome.
take so this is my personal beef. The one of my personal beefs is the kobold.
Yes.
So the kobold is
How can you
this.
hate on kobolds, dude?
No, because I don't think kobolds are getting the respect they deserve.
Okay,
You
that
know, you've
Tucker
got
helped you.
you start at see here. I'm pointing at it like people can see what I'm doing. Um, so you've got these kobolds. They're little tiny. At some point, they turned into lizardish guys instead of being dog people.
But the special defense is nil.
Right. And then, as the lizard aspect of them developed, they became, oh, they're lesser dragons, and some of these have,
I don't think
dragon
so.
wings and can breathe fire and stuff like that. Now, if you go into actual
Lore.
Eastern European and Germanic lore, these fuckers were awful. I mean,
So
they hit you with hammers. If anybody has
the Scarlet
watched
Stalker hooligans. Okay.
if anybody has watched the show American Gods,
Oh,
they
no.
one of them is a kobold. I'm not going to ruin it for
Don't
anybody.
ruin it.
But yeah, I mean, here's this dude with this wicked cool beard, and there's a bunch of the little kobolds making this woman fall down the steps.
That's, I think personally, if I was going to pick one, I'd pick an Icelandic elf because they blame it on everything from your hair being messed up to giant boulders landing on your head. The elves are for blame for everything. That'd be a fun job, being
Yeah,
an elf.
all the elves and the pixies and stuff like that, they are across the board assholes.
Tinkerbell, they are not.
Yeah, and Tinkerbell was an asshole.
No, no, let's get not get away. She
Okay,
isn't. Not,
so Bugbear was actually difficult to do any kind of research, and it turns out to be pretty funny.
what is it?
So bugbears are just like giant goblins. They're part of the cousins of goblins class. Basically, all a bugbear was from two of these images is a dude in the forest with his dong out. That is
I saw that guy
all
in New York in the subway.
a bugbear is, except for this other plate where it's a giant dude eating babies that are still squirming and trying to get out of his mouth.
Nice. Okay, nice. I guess.
That is an order of magnitude of terror above just like, oh, this is a tougher goblin. I'm just gonna walk up and hit him with my axe. It's like, no, I'm scared to death of this damn thing. That is exactly the same as walking into a room and you see a spider the size of a dining room table.
Yeah,
I'm out. Fucking Tom Tullis wants a flamethrower for
you're
a
gonna hate.
regular size one. What do you
You're gonna,
need for that? A tank?
you're gonna hate VR then.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not happy about that at all. So this one is my actual biggest beef, and these are the
Oh boy.
Oni. And
Yeah.
we know them from the Three Little Brown Books as the Ogre Mage,
Oh my god.
and for years I didn't know how to say it. I thought it was Ogre Magi,
So did
and
I.
that is not correct. It is the Ogre Magi because I don't know how to pronounce anything. I'm phonetic, so that's a
No, hey,
problem I have to deal
we
with.
all were at the time because we had Gygaxian language and we had fourth grade education.
Well, yeah, but so you look at this and it's kind of, that's the general vibe, and this one's look is not that bad, but these are much scarier.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm
Hmm.
going to go back a little bit. All of these guys pretty much look like CrossFit ogres. I mean, the dude in the middle, he's got a little pudding. He's had some
Yeah.
donuts.
Yeah, but he's also got he's the exciting. You see him with his
These guys are big fat slobs because they eat people.
that I can see that. I can see that. Eating
So,
people only purple people eaters eat people. Or
so that was the beginning of my rant. And then,
then
hold on,
I'm
we're
waiting.
we're getting there.
Oh boy.
And then I got into this. Where
This.
Oh, now it's not showing. Hold on. Hold please.
I'm holding. No. Aha.
So
Ah,
our good friend and holiday evil spirit Alex Krampus uh told me about this Nordic role-playing game that was all about horror, and he said it was a great alternative to Call of Cthulhu. And I was like, no, come on. But you gotta look at this. I mean, first of all,
It's already creepy. Anything come out of the water like that's never a good idea.
something half submerged, just popping their eyes up out of the water. Already, I'm pretty solid nope.
Well, yeah.
But I looked at this. I got the PDF from Drive Through RPG.
Yeah.
Pick it up, $25. Um, so I'm looking through. I can't get it to scroll. I'm looking through this, and it's got classes, and it's got people, but it's very much like the Hansel and Gretel story of, two kids go out into the forest. I don't know why they would do that anyway, but like a hag grabs them. And it's not just, oh, we can beat this hag by doing such and such. It's like, oh shit, this woman is going to eat me.
Yeah, to take you back to her candy house.
Put me in an oven and bake me. It
No,
is awful.
I tell you what they believed was going to happen to you if you left your clan or family in the woods of Central Europe during the Middle Ages. Everything they believe is horrible. I mean, absolutely
Yeah.
awful.
So I mean, this is a pretty basic, like, if you saw this and you were playing a jaded group of people D&D, this is a white, and it's going to jump down. You want to kill it with ranged weapons cuz it's going to drain your life. The dude's got blue eyes. I don't care if this thing has 4 hit points
You're
and I
right.
have a machine gun. This is also a solid nope. But yeah, these are the classes, and they have just like they have a writer. The image in here of the class of doctor is amazing.
Oh
It is
boy.
this woman. It should have been called butcher because they say
Sure,
doctor, but she's got
unfortunately,
a
yeah.
hacksaw and a dirty smock. So yeah, I just think this is really well done. They made a ton of money. These are also the people that do Mork Borg, which is not how you pronounce it. It's like Merc Borge, something like that. I looked it up because I can't pronounce anything. Um, that I need Ian. I need to just have him in a pop-up window and say it's pronounced blah blah
Dude,
blah.
he doesn't know. He just tells you an authoritative voice you believe in.
That's the same as knowledge.
That's true. You know, that's a good point.
How do you think religion propagated? People just said shit in a loud voice and other people believed it.
That doesn't seem to work on some people around me.
I'm sure I'm going to get some hate messages about that, but
Well, Skeeter, if that's the worst hate message you
I,
get,
I'm full of the not
you know,
giving a fuck. Zach, can you show off the award that
oh,
you awarded me with?
yeah, actually, Skeeter, it's been a long time since you won a ribbon. I have a ceremony, but I can't. But it's the I can see it there. No fucks given, no fucks left club. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you should wear this, like up around here, like a sash,
I'm going to wear it as an eye patch.
a loincloth.
Um, so yeah, all of this stuff.
No, I've heard great things about that game, and not just because it was out of camera saying so. I think it is awesome that a lot of companies have been able to, with the tools we've had for like, 10, 15 years, are really coming to their fruition. You can get people who can make really nice things, manufactured
I
well.
didn't know they had dice.
Well, of course, that
This
dice.
is from their no, this is from their Kickstarter. So, in addition to this one, I know I'm bouncing around all over the place. Yes, I saw the show us the PDF. I'm going to show you something. You're going to be sorry you saw it. Yes. Also, something that I backed recently
Oh boy.
was this Fox's Wedding. And I backed it right after it started, but this is kind of a story of these Japanese spirits. And this is kind of what got me going on this whole tangent.
Okay.
So, But yeah, this is the kind of art that is in these, and the yokai are kind of trickster-ish spirits. Fox is very prevalent in Japanese myth, and the thing that irritates the shit out of me about
Here's
this
the irritation of you though.
is I in today's day and age, it would be frowned on at best if I did something that showcased this rich history, because
They would
I would get
probably yeah.
I would get labeled as an appropriator and all that shit. And
They only frown long enough where they burn to the stake, Skeeter. That you wouldn't have that long to frown.
fantastic. But I mean, this stuff, the people who are interested in this stuff need to be able to show it without somebody getting pissed off. And granted, you have to present it in the correct way.
We have to read it first before you get mad though. Because actually take it and evaluate, I think it's term. And we're careful about it because we don't want to offend anybody. We don't sometimes we do it by accident. That's why we went to wall but the Mesoamerican, we really were careful, very careful. But
Well,
if the spirit you go into it with matters a lot how it comes out.
and what I wanted to, I didn't have time today to get Alice's module up.
Oh, Moon Daughter Spake
Yeah, she killed it.
is really good, wasn't it? It's really, really good.
And I mean, I wanted in 2021 we're going to have her on just to do
She has way more energy than us. I don't
a
know if
game designer. You know, not have her on as Alice, the interview person, but as Alice, the game designer, and what she captured in that, because I thought it was really well done.
it was well done, and she was very thoughtful about it, and she was very careful with us about how we treated it, and it wound up being a necromancer frog rather than a frog eye one because we wanted to respect the way she treated the deities in Mudar Spade was completely different than the way we're handling Lost Land stuff.
Yeah.
And we wanted to like this is a better as it is, and they're following her suggestion, and it really was. You know, I was proud to actually have produced that. I mean, I some of the stuff we make, I'm always like it, but I've seen it in somewhere or another before. This one was brand new and really awesome. But if you have Alice on the show, she will make you tired because she can really bring energy to conversation. She's awesome.
Oh yeah. No, we started talking about training for fighting, and I got tired just from her energy.
Well, because she bounces like across the screen. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
No,
and
it's
considering she's only like 4 feet tall, that is just a lot of
then
energy.
she's just floating then.
Yeah. So I I always feel like I should be. Yeah, yeah. There's some shit going on there.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like I need to pimp this book. Zach, maybe you should talk about this.
This is the Book of Taverns, Volume 3. It includes two taverns that we originally came out of the original Necromancer Games Book of Taverns from way back in the day. These are the Bizarro ones. These are the second, the different dimension, and the other one. I kept. We've done like 9 different taverns in the course of this. They are actually quite delightful. This kind of ends our series on these. They were just too good to not make, but we weren't going to invest for an entire hardcover books. We didn't have enough, being frankly.
Yeah.
And they make great Indiegogo projects. I really like them a lot. I think that they work well for what they are. Um, they are not overly like taking themselves too seriously. Some of them had before we printed them, some of them had to be cleaned up a bit because in 2004, what was allowed for a barmaid is not as good as it is today. We have a different attitude.
Yeah. It's
But that's the last of them. You can pick up the first two there as an add-on. I've been very pleased with those because they're not huge sellers, but they're consistently cool. They were that I'll tell you a story about it. Is that the day we launched the first taverns was the day we thought whether COVID was going to kill Frog Eye Games or not. So that's what we were launching to test the water to see if we were actually busting anything. Our fans, thank you. bought this, and they've been consistently buying these very well. So thanks. But this one
Yeah,
was
Indiegogo is a perfect platform for these kind of things because it's not like Kickstarter. There's not a minimum. If you pledge, you your money is taken and you get a book. So it's a great way for Frog God to minimize their risk. So it's fantastic option to get the titles that may not sell all that many initially, but there are I know the corporate line is they only print enough to cover the
only
Indiegogo,
printing up at the
but there's
local.
some extras.
We only printing up actually at the local place that's near me. We put those on the 100-pound paper and everything. We actually get them remade, like on print on demand and such. So, and we're lucky to print it all because there's so many options on PDF. That would be the way we went if we didn't have this. I can tell you this much though, is that the biggest complaint we have about these is we have about two a month, and it costs like $7 to ship each one. Soon it's going to be at 3 months worth. It will cost you zero to ship each one because they're all going to come together as a kind of a package, like a book club. So all that
Nice.
is going to be gone. We're going to have a little couple of extras. Matt and I have been working on this for a year to make sure we can make it work correctly. And we're just now at the point where we're like nine ahead, right? They're not laid out, but they're produced all the way through, halfway through, almost three-quarters through the year. And so we know we have enough product, and we know we got the stuff to make it happen, that we can make these much more affordable and awesome. So
And
these have been
yes,
great.
you did say affordable, not much more horrible,
No,
because
it's
I heard
affordable.
horrible.
I heard affordable, and the best part though is that we're still going to have the Indiegogo because we do want new people to see it, and we want people to participate in it. But that's the way we look like we're going to go come January.
Good.
Starting with a module by Mr. Ian. No, in that month is a module by Ian McGarney.
Oh no.
Oh yes, it's
Is
about
it
leopard.
is it all about pots of gold?
No, it's about pots of gold, but it has the word lament in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Uh okay, so we are going to I'm going to get off of my rant about monsters and we are going to quickly talk about some other Kickstarters that are starting to close out. Just to give some of our
Pew, pew,
people,
pew.
as we have done in the past, give our people some a
So,
chance for
so
last bit of love here.
all right, so what we got?
We got bounty hunters in space.
Make the screen bigger here.
We got we got some STL files. Do I want to embrace that rampage again?
Oh, yeah, you'll get around. You get all rants. The only STL files we like are the STQ files that Tom has.
Yeah, just everybody. I mean, definitely take a look at some of these Kickstarters for 3D printing, but be very careful you look at stuff. And if it's all sprawling out, um, you're going to need some supports. And depending on what happens, you can get the spaghetti explosion that I had on a couple of
What?
Hero Forge minis. And
Spaghetti explosion.
I have not had any of that trouble with Fat Dragon Games. I am currently actually painting the Deathwalker right now so I can get back into
Sure.
painting again. Um, for a long time, I had a mental block because I thought I see Alyssa and I see
Yeah,
Allah's art
yeah.
and I see these people who can do wonderful models. And I was like, I'm not even going to try. And I'm like, nobody's going to see these. I'm just painting them for me. I don't have a in-person game anymore.
Well, here's the problem: is that even though I'm only painting them for me, I think, well, I can do a really good job then. Take my time. It gets worse the longer I go. The longer I try to add detail, the worse it gets.
What I might end up doing is painting these miniatures, and if I can feature them in like a short adventure, I'll just give them to somebody. Uh oh, loading.
Loading.
So this is a conspiracy of ravens. We looked at this last time. It's a funnel for DCC.
I like it. I just like the name.
Yeah,
Great.
no, it's a great name. And then there's
It
Knock.
could be a conspiracy of Karens, though, not Ravens, if you talk about Batch. Sorry.
Ooh, Conspiracy of Ravens is or a Conspiracy of Karens is a,
It's not the funnel. It's the end game. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah. So we have some battle mats, a more intricate dark fantasy
I have a
STL
question.
files.
Are they real battle match, like printed, or are they battle match for BTT?
I don't know. They
Right.
are escape room battle mats.
Oh, so that's actually for. There you go. That's weird. I know Dark One's group was featured. Oh. Well, all right then.
Oh, they're on nice card stock.
Yeah,
So,
well,
oh, look at that.
actually, look at that. It's a real pencil, all you artists. No kidding.
Oh boy, Alyssa's gonna murder you.
I didn't think I said all you artists.
She's an artist. She's the
I
highest
I think
order
Jack.
of
I think
artist.
Jack the brains and talent's doing that. Just so you know.
You are just trying to get killed at this point.
I am, suicide by Alyssa or suicide by Jen, the other one.
Yeah. Uh oh.
Oh wait, no, go back down. No, 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 no. I insist. Right there. Stop. Immersive battle atlas. I can already tell I want that.
This one has already finished up. $353,000.
Yeah. Side rule battle master TTRPGs. Yeah. So here's the thing: is you have to look real close because if this is one they've been doing it for a while, you're safe. But you could go so broke on manufacture things if you don't know a lot about it. But it looks like these guys have done it before.
Yeah. No, this is, yeah, I
It's
mean
awesome.
that is just insane.
It's awesome. There you go. Yeah. He looked like a trustworthy guy, so I would trust that.
Sure.
All right.
And
What you got?
now, yeah, somehow I lost. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Spawns of the Great James Spawns of the Great Rod. Okay. Darkest Dungeon. Anyway.
okay, so now
All right.
we're back.
Okay.
Tabletop maps,
Always.
huge map collection, VTT ready.
Yeah, those. You think that everybody's had enough, but honestly, they sell lots.
They sell a lot of them because so few of them are specific enough to exactly what you want.
Right.
It's hard.
What's
Um,
Bag RPG?
what
What is Bag RPG?
is learning how to get out of a bag,
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
which would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm
No,
going to
actually,
stuff you in a bag and teach you not to get in a bag.
role playing that's escaping. So yeah.
Basic and generic role playing system.
Okay.
I don't love it.
1.2 quintillion. So go ahead and change. All right.
Yeah,
Done.
that I no. This is like the universal stat system.
Yeah.
That's not for
The
me.
RPG that covers everything. Like I talk about that here on the show.
Yeah, that
you
uh,
know what RPG I miss? Wendy's. I miss the Wendy's RPG because I
they
just saw.
did a really good job on
Well,
that.
they did. That's why I'm sure it was either Jerry Crawford or somebody there at somebody who worked at the Wizard of the Coast or at Paizo at the very least. They got that to them, lickety split, and they produced it. Awesome.
Oh, all right, we're done.
Did it again.
Well, I'm outraged that Zach that you would find a 5e game to be exciting and worth your time. Aren't you afraid you're going to lose your old
I think
school?
5e kicked ass, dude. 5e's fun. I don't. I don't
You're
have
not
old
afraid
school.
you're gonna get murdered by the old school crowd. They're gonna
Nope, not.
take your take your Zach card.
I don't. My Zach card is really not for sale, and I don't think that honestly, if you get mad because I enjoy a game, I think it's that kind of handsome. You're wrong. I'm sorry because I think that most of the games have. I think 99% of everything that I've bought has to do something to do. You're just laughing. I like it. Can't take me seriously, can you?
No, I'm nodding to what you're saying.
No,
I honestly, I mean, I if somebody has a favorite game system, by all means, preach it up and down the I mean, shout it from the mountaintops. But telling somebody that they're gaming wrong, or you're ruining my game because you watch it on TV.
you come to my house and take my books and like tear up my character sheets. That's ruining my game.
Yeah,
You play
I
different games,
mean,
not ruin my game.
I if if Critical Role has brought one person into gaming because they saw it and thought it was interesting,
I met that person.
good for them. I think that's fantastic. The whole
I agree.
point of what we're trying to do is get people to play games. And then you got to be a grognard and sit there with your
Playing?
beard in your coffee in your sand table and
Yeah.
say we're doing it wrong. That's not cool. And yes, I generalized. Don't fucking like it, do you?
Look at you, gatekeep. No,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, I'm going to be the Cerberus right here.
hold on one second, Skeeter Green. 'Cause I actually, that brings me to a point. Because I was at the store, I know it shocks you. They had wargaming magazines. Wargaming,
Again, I am shocked.
wargaming in the 80s was very serious and very like, we only play certain kinds of games. We don't like those Milton Bradley games. We don't like these kinds of games. All the ones that were like bringing new people towards wargaming, they didn't want it. They only like pure kind of stuff, and they're really into very specific military strategy. Well, guess what? How many of those games do you think people play or buy now?
I'm going to go with a negative number.
Almost. There's like three companies that still make those kind of games.
I think the answer to that question has to be gotten by dividing by zero.
Almost. Well, you and I both went to a wargaming convention. It was neat,
Yeah.
but it was obviously not growing because they were selling estate sale stuff there.
Well, and I mean, the thing is, if you want to be specific about your gaming convention, that's perfectly fine.
Right.
That's understandable, and that is not at all what I'm talking about.
But you're talking about a hobby that doesn't want new people coming in from a different angle, right? Or
Right,
doesn't, yeah, and
right.
that's what
And
these magazines were nothing but bitching about Milton Bradley's Shogun and Milton Bradley's Action Allen.
the thing that I am the most terrified of is
Pirates.
that some person who is new to gaming, whether they are young, just never been interested into it, or whatever, somebody decides they don't want to do it because they've heard some person bitching about some edition of the rules.
Right.
And if that person had sat down and played, they would be the next Gary Gygax.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
am afraid of by doing that kind of shit.
Luckily, this kind of stuff brings back.
Yeah. I mean,
Ben Barsh, you face setter, you need to do it again.
role playing games are like pizza. Everybody's got their flavor.
No, but honestly, I think you're right. And I think what you lose is you lose the ability when you make the game about fun. Like, no, going off. Like, what's the rule? It doesn't really matter. You try this. What do you want to do? Kind of thing. Or here are the rules. Watch it go. Rather than making a big deal out of it, I think you invite more and more people that becomes a not a hobby, but like a widespread pastime. Like
Yeah.
and like the national pastime used to be baseball, and the fact that it might be D&D is like damn exciting for us nerds. It really is awesome.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, I don't know the team that put together Vossen, but
They're awesome.
I bet they're not a bunch of 65-year-old guys who play games in a basement.
Hmm.
I mean,
Are
they might be. I don't know.
you talking about Steve Winter again?
I am not talking about Steve Winter. And before anybody gets all super butthurt about this, I am not shitting on anybody who plays war games. I am not talking about, you know, any of the guys from the
Speaking of that, John Peterson's book
70s.
is coming out again.
What?
Speaking of those guys, John Peterson's book is coming out in a few days.
Is it a few days? I
Yeah, 22nd.
pre-ordered it.
So did I.
Yeah.
You want to know more about that era that Skeeter's talking about? Please, by all means, buy the next John Peterson book. He will fill you in.
And I mean, not for nothing, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those guys who did it.
Absolutely.
But that's also saying, there's a reason we don't all drive horse and buggies right now, too. Things progress.
And not all progress is good. This is true, but it's also true that most of it appears to be. That's why you take. That's why you accept it, right?
Yeah,
You
I
take
mean,
progress as it comes.
Facebook is a progression and it's fucking awful.
Well, it makes an Oculus. I'm okay with that.
Oh, guess
No,
who got an eyeball?
I know. And let me tell the story that I realized that he got one, knowing he'd be too cheap to actually buy software and he'd hate it because he only tried free stuff. So I made sure he had something fun to do.
That is not at all true.
That's 100% true. You froze. No.
No, I didn't freeze. I'm trying to read a message your wife is sending me instant updates about miniatures and stuff like I can multitask.
What kind of miniatures?
I don't know. Why don't you
Over
ask
there,
her?
yeah. I don't wanna. She might. Well, how do you
Uh,
get around here? I
oh,
want.
it's a Russian miniature studio that has great Japanese miniatures.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure Allah knows them.
Okay. And this came
I'm
from.
kidding.
Where'd this come from?
That was surprisingly Russian racist on my part.
Oh well, Baba Yaga was not so friendly. Put it that way. I want us to play these on our stream next time, or what time after. Soon.
Yeah,
You ever see these?
it will be in
January probably.
January. Yeah.
You-
So yeah, that makes a great segue. Next week, next Wednesday, uh, Zacton Glazerfield and myself are going to gift you all some actual talent on this show,
Oh boy.
and the Gens are going to be with us. We're going to talk
They're doing it by
about
themselves.
what's that?
I thought they're doing it by themselves because they're going to prove they're better.
No, um, we're gonna we're gonna do it, and yeah, it's gonna be a good show.
Well, I'm all for it
It's gonna
because if I was
be
against it, I'd be in trouble.
it's gonna be festive and not at all bitter, and I'm sure Zach and I are gonna be the butt of many jokes.
We-
So
We'll
if
stream.
you have time to swing on by and listen to our nonsense, I encourage you to do so. Pull up a mug of eggnog and
Watch Die Hard with us. No,
don't even get me started.
I don't have to. It doesn't matter what I bring up. It doesn't really matter what subject I bring up. It is literally just bringing it up is enough to get you started. Tim.
Man, the whole Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I could care less. I don't like the movie anyway.
Well, I like it better than I like, for example, you know, the little drummer boy on back there used to the one that was an actual like claymation. These really
Ugh.
long-winded, like there's like even a Christmas donkey one. They're awful. Those are bad.
Yeah.
I
The
find Die Hard to be okay.
no. If you want to have a good Christmas movie, something with some nice white snow, crackling fire, you watch The Thing like a sane
Yeah,
person.
I was just gonna say that's all the wintry love you need.
Yeah. People are together,
Yeah,
you know?
they treasure living. They love life and they want to hang on to it long as possible. No, the thing is a good choice. I agree. I think also good choice for Christmas involved Bad Santa, um, Less Than Zero.
That does
And
also have snow.
it does. No one has Christmas party though. And then there's also the most famous of them all, the Christmas Story, which I absolutely love.
My favorite is the black and white version of Miracle on 34th Street, which
That's a
you
good one.
guys ruined by making a adventure module out of it.
We actually knew that we were going to ruin it when because who was Skeeter like? We said to ourselves, and we all went through a kind of brainstorm. Like, I think his favorite movie ever is Mommy Dearest. Like, no, no, no. His favorite movie ever is Miracle on 34th Street.
My favorite Christmas movie, yes.
Oh yes, yes. Are you
So,
sure you don't like? Okay, I don't know. They have all those Santa Claus movies from the '90s, some Polar Express film. There's all kinds of crazy Santa stuff. And you just tell on a black and white, really?
yeah, see, now Ed Bickford's got my back. Xmas movie, 30 Days of Night. That man knows what's up.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, is that kind of stuff you're talking about?
Yep.
Saturday Night Live had the greatest ever skit with the claymation Santa, like when Santa went bad.
Yukon Cornelius?
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Yeah.
No, if we're
So,
going for if we're going for Saturday Night Live, the episode with Victoria Jackson as Mrs. Claus when I swear to God she was drunk on set, that was amazing.
I think I remember watching that a lot. All right,
That
so talking about reruns now, I think we've reached the point of what we have to add to the world on this one. Honestly, reruns are the last place.
yep.
So how about that Mandalorian? No.
Mandalorian's coming up.
Oh boy, you know what? Disney has saved their asses, and I don't mind at
That
all.
is the last one. And I'm going to weigh in on a Facebook controversy.
What one?
They're talking about rebooting Firefly.
Hmm.
Let it go. Everybody, just be happy the fact that we had Firefly. Don't don't participate in a reboot. You're just going to be bitter. This is going to be like the prequels to Star Wars all
Well,
over again.
that's what you said about the Mandalorian.
That is not at all what I said about The Mandalorian.
Before it came out.
No, I didn't say it was going to be shit, but I'll tell you, Firefly is going to be garbage if they reboot it.
Well, the Mandalorian, I don't think would exist without Firefly's long-term fan base. They kept on loving it because it's a space.
Uh, the Mandalorian is a love letter to Lone Wolf and Cub and every Japanese movie,
Yeah.
you know, The Seven Samurai, Kurosawa, that is plastered all over it, and they are telling a wonderful story. The fact that they had that little green bugger throw up a macaroon was just that was a bit
When
of
he was eating that
genius.
frog's kids, that was the part that I was like, this kid really is something. This Grover guy is really gonna. He's gonna.
Nobody did not see that coming. Baby Yoda's preferred food through everything we've seen was sticking frogs in his mouth. The fact that they're frog eggs and they're just easy to pop in there, nobody didn't see that coming.
I
If you say you were shocked, you're lying to yourself.
well, I was that went too far, man. That was too far. I was eating eggs.
Dude, right. Sometimes you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. He was just making all the mess in his little tiny Baby Yoda gullet.
Well, you're right. He's done that every episode. It's something kind of gross. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Before you
he's
know it,
wonderful.
he's gonna be eating those hot guys, dude. I know it. All right. Skeeter Green.
Yes.
Wham. Talk soon.
All right. Nope. I am still safe from Whamageddon. Everybody, come visit us next week. It will be our final show of the year.
There's a party in Lake Stevens afterwards.
Sure, but you have to be socially distant by
Oh.
not even being in the state.
Ooh, you're not very welcoming, Skeeter Green.
I am not. I am the Grinch. So,
I find that awesome. I declare you awesome today, Skeeter Green.
we will see you all next week. If you can't make it next week, have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day for you fucking Canadians.
Goes to Christmas past. We'll see you. We'll see you first. So we'll see you guys.
Winter solstice,
Oh, Saturnalia.
Saturnalia. This is why people just say Happy Holidays. 'Cause I don't want to say all these different things. I'm not
I agree.
excluding anybody.